still come back to it.
Welcome back. It's been a while.
We've been waiting for you, Coraline. My name!
You probably think this world is a dream come true. But you're wrong.
Hi, I'm Sophia Jessica, and this is Angel, and welcome to the fan carpet.
People who were young, who were kids, for the most part, it terrified them, but they grew to love it. It was just one of those, they took it to heart. It certainly made an impression on them, and I think it helped teach them to be brave. So for a certain amount of the audience, I think that's what it is. That's the film where they learn to be brave, and it has stayed with them 15 years later. I think it's pretty imaginative. I think it's just not like most other animated films, which even the best of them kind of follow a formula, or can be formulaic, at least in the Western world. And it's different. It's a little more original than the average animated film. We shot the film in 3D. I knew the guy who had invented that system that is still in use, this man named Lenny Lipton, and I met up with Lenny. He said, "Where's it at?" I said, "Oh, I've just hooked up with this company called Real D, and it's going to be in cinemas." I said, "I've got to shoot Coraline that way." So that was a big part of it, to see it in 3D and to see people's reactions. And that's a big part of the re-release right now. It's been remastered, and it looks better than it ever has in 3D. So that was part of, we were part of this new technology at that moment. And I don't know, overall, I think we exceeded expectations. People were worried no one's going to go see it, and we actually did well. And it took a toehold, it sort of like got into the popular culture and never quite went away, and has grown into something a little bigger now. At the heart of it, I think the best stop motion is still a human being, not an AI creature, interacting with a doll, a puppet, clay, some kind of material, but breathing life directly into an object to bring it to life, and that hasn't changed. What's changed is, there's technologies for how you shoot, how you can move a camera, how you can record and manipulate. For me, though, it's always going to be, if I'm going to do stop motion, I want people to know it's stop motion and not confuse them and make them think, oh, that's just CG. So I really, no matter where the technology goes, I think it's important to keep the artist's hand visible. Well, they were brand new. They didn't even have their new name yet. And Travis, who's the head of the company, he wasn't running the company. He was always going to be, but he was sort of like my partner. He was the head animator, brilliant animator. I mean, maybe the best I've ever seen. The main thing I got was total support. You don't get that. It's only happened twice in my life. Back on Nightmare Before Christmas, when I directed the film for Tim Burton, the producer, and this. So that was the best part of it. I got full support, even if they were a little new at the game. That didn't matter at all. And we did. I got to get my vision on the screen exactly as I wanted it. It was pretty phenomenal. We had an amazing voice cast, and I pretty much got, I would consult. I always am open to ideas, but I kind of build the cast like you would do a small chamber orchestra. This instrument against this, how does it sound? And we start with Dakota Fanning. And I had in mind that Teri Hatcher has a really nice voice. What does it sound like? So I did some experiments, and then finally met with her and hired her, and then we built out the cast for everyone else from there. Well, it's just, I feel happy and grateful to be a part of it. That's the main thing. Oh, people often forget, but, French and Saunders, the comedic duo, were a huge part of it. And I came to London to do their parts, and they were wonderful because originally they were cast in the opposite parts, and we had just 2 days for sessions, and that night I kind of just felt, it's not working. What's wrong? I said, I'm going to switch the parts. And the next morning when I told them, they just took a beat, and they said, well, that could work. and then they dove in, and they did. And they were just such talented troopers. I'll be forever grateful that they didn't hem and haw and fuss. Well, why didn't you tell us this before? Or anything like that. It's a treat. It's I feel like it's a prize that I won. That it's held up. That people still want to see it. I'm very grateful to Laika to do the remaster of it. It was planned very carefully to be shown in 3D. So I'm happy that people who've maybe never gotten the chance to see it that way will have a chance now. One of my favorites is the Magic Garden, the Fantastic Garden. You know, this garden that turns out to be a portrait of Coraline. It's a living garden, and everything's brought to life. And you know, for a moment, Coraline's really won over. She's like ready to sign up to stay in the other world. The scene of her escaping from the other mother in her final form, where she's very much like a big spider. I'm very proud of that as well. It's very, very difficult, very challenging when the floor falls out in the main room and it's like a giant spider web and Coraline falls down. That's another. That's in terms of challenges, it was maybe the most challenging of all the scenes to film. But there's lots and lots. The Jumping Mouth Circus, the downstairs performance by the old ladies when they unzip their costumes and reveal themselves in their younger guise. Those are all some favorites. That there is a future, that the oldest type of animation, and you know, well over 100 years old, manages to live on. You know, with all the advances made in with CG over the last 30 years, that there's still an audience for the right types of films who follow it. And maybe most gratifying is that there's young kids who fall in love with making stop motion films. That there's no dearth of talent who want to work on the films. Every year there's new ones that come along. They've made an amazing film you see on YouTube or wherever it might be. And so it's that combination. There's an audience for it, and there's talent. People want to still hands-on move puppets, clay, whatever the material might be, bring it to life with their own hands. Yeah, I was 5 years old. My mother took me to see this Ray Harryhausen film, Seventh Voyage of Sinbad. Now, it was primarily live action, but it had monsters in it. It had a cyclops, a dragon, a skeleton that were all done with stop motion. And they terrified me, but I also fell in love with those creatures and just had this sort of put a hook into my mind of that's something I want to learn more about. I sense that that's real. I don't know how, where, but those things are real, and it sort of stayed with me my whole life. Well, there's lots and lots and lots. I wouldn't mind recommending my most recent film, Wendell and Wild, which is only available on Netflix, but it's a fully stop-motion film that I did with Jordan Peele, who's a director, actor, comedian, and I think people who love stop-motion would love to see that too. You have a script. I wrote the script. I adapted the original novella, but it's only when you're making the film that you find the tone, the right tone. And because it's animation, we always record a lot of vocal takes, so I have the ability to dial it up or down. And so at that point, we didn't film that till very late. I kind of knew what the goal was to achieve, how far we could go. And so we go right to the edge of probably something that's, we didn't want to scar too many kids. We did want to scare them pretty hard. So I think it was just a matter of dialing in what was right for the moment. And I think we found the right take. And then the animation performances were just perfect. Well, I can only hope that it holds up as well as it has for the last 15. I mean, you know, it made a splash and then was gone. But in the ensuing years, it's sort of grown. First, you see the kids with their own homemade costumes, and then you meet people who've got tattoos of the characters, and then now there's toys and costumes, and everything. And, I would hope that it would hold up in the same way Nightmare Before Christmas had the same kind of, it came, made a splash, was gone, but then over the years, it grew into this other sort of phenomenon. And I can only hope we sort of follow in the path of that film.
Thank you for watching The Fan Carpet. Please follow us on Facebook, X, and Instagram for more content. Bye for now.
Hold on. We aren't finished yet. Are we?
No. Do you want to stay in your buttoned-up world forever? Or maybe you're brave enough to go back.
You show what you can do. I hear a siren. Maybe you were wrong about me. I'm dangerous and still. Why don't you give me a sign like the sea? Your problem is mine. Everybody thinks that I'm okay. Sometimes I think I am too. I'm on the outside looking in. I'm waiting for the shockwaves to begin. Oh, won't you let me hold you for one time? Just a rainy day in a London cafe. A London cafe. So give me one last serenade. Say to me, or swear with me till the night turns into day. And it was a shame when daylight faded, because we didn't notice at all.
Thank you for watching The Fan Carpet. If you like this video, be sure to click that thumbs up button at the bottom of your screen. And also be sure to subscribe to the Fan Carpet YouTube channels. They're absolutely free and so much fun too. Be sure to check out the official website, thefancarpet.com. Also, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to stay up to date with reviews, competitions, the latest news, and so much more.